genre that's so intertwined with street code,
Making a hit
fans are
song in
quick to
24
write off
hours is
anyone
versus.
who is discovered to be an informant and not living up to their lyrics about
Alright,
being a
say
real
no more.
OG
I'll
who
definitely
stands
react to
10
that.
toes down. Even if some of those listeners have only seen the hood from a telescope in the suburbs, they still aren't willing to listen to a rat. But what happens after these allegations surface? And is there any way back from it? My name is Luesta, and today we're gonna discuss what happens to rappers after they snitch. And if we're
Gunna the
talking
only
about
person who
rappers who
beat
turned
that.
into rats, we might as well start with one of the most notorious examples, Tekashi 6ix9ine. After a few years of trying to make it, a young
I mean,
Daniel
6ix9ine beat it
Hernandez
for like
had an idea for how he wanted
a
his new
cup,
video
for
for his
like a
track
year or
Gummo to
so.
look. Now that he
But
was rhyming with a harder edge to his
his snitching was
lyrics,
like
he needed
way
some
more
credentials
serious.
to back it up. And as he was never a gang member, he found it through hiring the infamous 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods to appear in his video. Once this formula worked, 6ix9ine kept running with the gang and became a member. But rather than having to do dirt in the streets, Tekashi, who was now racking up a gang of Billboard hits, had one job for the gang. He simply had to keep making hits and giving financial support to the gang, as well as equipping them with guns so that he can get credibility and protection in return. Styled as the self-appointed king of New York, Tekashi provoked everyone to try and beef with him. And when he had the protection of the
Everybody
gang,
from New York
he
be
could do
calling themselves
crazy
the king of New
things, like
York.
the time he showed up to O Block in the middle of the night, since he knew that his brothers in the 9 Trey would have his back.
O Block right here? I shit call this shit no block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at?
All the while, he was becoming a huge star, collaborating with the likes of Nicki Minaj, Tory Lanez, and even Kanye West. But in November of 2018, Tekashi's world came crashing down after he was arrested alongside the 9 Trey Gangster Bloods on RICO charges. It was here where Tekashi was now facing 32 years in jail. Now, he had to decide. Does he want to really stick with the tough image and do his time, or should he just work it out with the cops
Bro,
to
he
get a
said
lighter
as soon as
sentence?
he got there, he
Well,
knew he
he found
wasn't
out what
about
he
to
was going to
do
do the
take that
first night
time.
he was locked up.
First night I got locked up, I watched Lone Survivor, and I was like, I'm definitely snitching, right? and then, no,
Yeah, this
seriously,
is the
I'm
clip I
from the
seen.
jump. From the jump.
After all of that posturing, 6ix9ine was going to be out in a matter of months, but no one could understand how that would work. But when he first re-emerged, it seemed like he was about to pick right back up where he left off, as he broke the Instagram live viewing record in his first public appearance. However, when it came time for Tekashi to drop music, his sales literally halved. And rather than acknowledge it, he lashed out on the charts and claimed that he was being blackballed by the industry, while other rappers were doing dirty work behind the scenes, such as buying their #1 singles. Although, it was really clear that the fanbase wasn't really buying it. 6ix9ine, numbers don't lie. Also 6ix9ine, the Billboard numbers are wrong. As most of hip-hop rejected him, he's been shot bail from the likes of Akon, who basically said that this was more commonplace than people made it out to be.
In jail, 80% of the motherfuckers that's locked up right now are all cooperating with the police. There's more snitches in jail than there are so-called real niggas. Everybody in that motherfucker done cooperated. If they can get time less the amount they was given, they telling, my nigga.
Even though he became accustomed to raking in tons of cash from concerts and hit songs, Tekashi ended up filing for bankruptcy in May of 2022. In the paperwork, 6ix9ine said, "Right now, I'm struggling to make ends meet. I do not know if I will ever command the kind of advances I was paid before my arrest, and my career stalled. If the court awards the compensatory and punitive damages sought by the plaintiffs at this inquest, it will surely bankrupt me in a way which I will never recover, to the permanent detriment of the family members who rely upon me." After trying to make a Latin album without even hitting the charts, Tekashi is basically just living on an infamy.
Yeah, I don't know
From
what he
getting
been
jumped in
doing. Man, I forgot he had got jumped. I forgot all about that. I ain't heard about him in so
to
long.
being arrested in the Dominican Republic on domestic violence charges, the headlines are about everything other than the music these days. But as Steve Will Do It from the Nelk Boys found out, he's still out here scamming people.
I actually am mad about that. It's right. So I got him a deal, right? To play video games
with Rumble
once a week for an hour.
Damn.
2
Once a
million
week for
upfront,
hours,
and he
2
just
million.
doesn't
What?
do it.
Are you
crazy.
serious?
I mean, it's pretty much that simple. It's the fact that he had no money at the time and he needed money to fucking
To play a video game for an hour, I'm doing it.
You see these videos of him giving away money and stuff. It's never his money. Like when he gives his mom a car, it's him buying himself a car.
Already dropped. Or
It's not a nice person.
hey man, I
After
react
all
to it
that's
right
been
now.
said and done, Tekashi has gone from telling people to test his gangsta
Just
to being the poster boy
after
for
this
how
is
falsified
after
the
this
culture
video
can be by
done
people
with.
like Logic.
It's very evident, right? I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying that he puts on this character, especially if you judge based off what he said in court. I ain't trying to fucking start beef with 6ix9ine. I'm just using an example that there are some rappers out there that are more about a persona and a personification, and because of that, when people shit on their music or shit on them, it doesn't matter because they're not really portraying who they are on the record.
Although his career is in a horrible
Yeah,
state
he got
as
a
of right
point.
now, at least 6ix9ine had a lengthy time at the top. While for Spot on Got 'Em, his snitching allegations were so bad that
I don't know
rappers
what
like
happened
Lil
to him.
Durk literally refunded him $100,000 for a verse he did, just because he didn't want to be affiliated with him anymore. Back in 2020, you couldn't escape Spot on Got 'Em's breakout hit Beatbox. Considering it got remixed by basically half of the industry, it made it seem like this Florida rapper had a promising and successful career ahead of him. However, when news surfaced that he didn't even stutter in snitching on one of his own friends started emerging by media outlets, it really brought his whole thing down. Basically, the story is this. In June of 2020,
once they find out you
Spot on
read
Got
it,
'Em
you
was
done
caught
for
with
it.
guns and marijuana at a Florida residence alongside Y&R Mookie. Once the cops showed up, Spot on hastily gave his homie up, with claims that he was asleep when the cops initially arrived, and that Mookie was freaking out because he had a weapon on him. The facts are, Spot on told the police he saw Mookie with a gun and hinted that some pills weren't his, leading to Mookie's arrest while Spot on Got 'Em got to leave.
Alright, bet.
Ultimately, Mookie beat the case because the cops didn't file the right paperwork, while for Spot on Got 'Em, it was time for damage control.
They're saying you snitched on Y&R Mookie, and there's a lot of noise out there about it. Papers been leaked and all that, allegations flying around. What's your side of the story? Just let's set the record straight.
Nah, me and Mookie, we talked. It's some old shit. I don't know. Like I never seen it, but I seen it on the internet. I guess the police put whatever the allegations they put, but me and Mookie, we cool. That's my brother. I don't know how I got
Man, I hate when they try to downplay stuff. Talking about, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. Come on now.
Went to jail for like 21 days before it got out, and it was nothing after that. I never heard.
To make matters worse, even well-known enemies like Fulio and Young E and Ace could all agree on one thing, and that's the fact that the beatbox rapper was a rat.
Playing Spot on Got 'Em. This is told on his homeboy. I never told on no. I had homeboys telling on me. I know how that feel. I never tell on no. On you, boy. You tried me. Boy, die behind me. You tripping.
Try as he might, his career has never been the same since. And these days, he's predominantly in the news for all the wrong reasons, like the time he got shot and arrested. If all that didn't happen, things could have been so much different for him. At one point, Lil Durk, whose own father is now behind bars after being snitched on, gave back $100K for a feature that he had already recorded and refused to let the track come out. For a lot of people, Durk's ruling further solidified what people thought about him. But although they think that the Chicago rapper was right on this occasion, his decision not to work with Spot on Got 'Em, but record a verse for real Boston Richie, has been seen as a little hypocritical. For those who don't know, Boston Richie is a Tallahassee rapper who is signed to Futures as Free Band's label, and he's had plenty of buzz in recent years. Despite only beginning to rap in 2021, Boston Richie's early tracks like Keep Dissing made an immediate splash. But before he could really build a major brand, his career was sent into a tailspin when news emerged that he cooperated with a 2013 police investigation, explaining his involvement with a stolen car alongside two conspirators. The reactions were as expected, so Richie tried to tell his side of the story.
So we go to the TBD station, I'm on some shit
I don't think I ever seen his
but them boys
explanation.
really ain't know the car was stolen. This my whip.
Yeah.
So the police took that from as in saying me saying they was in the whip to me, they knew the car was acknowledged as being stolen, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that was never the case,
on top of denying that it caused a strain on he and Future's relationship, he also suggested that
turn any sound into an instrument using Soundtrap Sampler. I'm personally just using a vocal sample, but you could throw in any one.
The publicity was actually helpful to his career.
Shit, my number's up. I ain't gonna say all publicity, good publicity, but it's just shit, it's just sometimes this is what it come with, you feel me?
Yeah.
Nigga can't be no great if a nigga can't recall you going through a certain situation.
Although he is right in the sense that things haven't really stalled and he's still getting a lot of attention, it still hasn't completely gone away, and this isn't even the only time he's been accused of snitching. So
that's not the only time.
Ultimately haven't helped.
But then again, this what I'm trying to tell you, I don't think he was but we know for a fact, the reason we know they hang, because Eddie gave him his money.
Oh, nah.
And,
damn, told on the mom too?
Jarrell gave him
Once this video did the rounds, he proclaimed that he threw the cops off the scent with false information, but not everyone is so eager to accept this story, and fans did him dirty in the comments. He's doing a promo run for his next album, The Boston Plea Party. I'm not messing with anyone who talks to police for a whole hour. While he's still doing pretty well, it's hard to imagine he wouldn't be doing a little better if these allegations weren't hanging over his head. In this sense, Richie received a favorable outcome. However, it's important to note that not everyone experiences such leniency. I mean, just look at what happened to Pop Hunna, a Philly rapper who was among the first rappers to really pop off on TikTok. Pop Hunna was off to a flying start with Corvette. Soon, he even had Lil Uzi Vert on the remix entitled Adderall. But just when things looked to be going so well, news emerged that back when he was 14 years old, he talked to the cops after his friend was killed. Once the paperwork was issued, the Philly MC was basically disowned by the game that he was just entering. And try as he might to defend his actions as that of a scared child, it felt like nobody wanted to hear it.
Man, I be wishing all the time that I never went through that shit, bro. Ain't no kid supposed to go through no shit like that, bro. I was a kid, bro. Ain't no kid supposed to go through no shit like that, bro. I seen some shit that a kid wasn't supposed to see.
Yeah, it look like it's still like traumatized him till now.
Like, bro, that's gonna always be in my mind. Bro, I have to live with that shit. I don't even sleep, bro. I don't go to sleep at night, bro. I do not sleep, bro. Every time I close my eyes, bro, I see that shit happening over and over and over and over and over again, bro. I barely even want to have fun, bro. Even being a rapper, bro. After shows and shit, bro, like I used to cry, bro. After every show, bro.
Although a screenshot went around claiming that Uzi asked to be taken off the remix, Pop says that never happened, but that he still got completely ghosted by him.
I start seeing a screenshot.
Right.
That it was Uzi saying to you like, yo, bro, I don't want to be on your tape no more. Please, could you take me off your tape because like you're telling on people.
Bro, let me explain something to you, right? Dude never said this shit, bro. He never ever said that.
So he never asked to be taken off your tape?
Bro, that's the last messages right there, bro. He never said that, bro. Like, don't you think if he would have said some shit like that, it would have been in there? Since I wasn't saying anything about it.
Why didn't you say nothing? Like that's the easy
like
lie to disprove. That shit was an indictment. I'm gonna be honest. When I saw that, and I said, "Oh shit!" Like Uzi's on the hottest song.
I was about to say, I thought
he's asking not to have that song
he never said that, bro. Like, bro, he never said a word to me about that. Like, since that shit came out, bro, we ain't say nothing to each other.
While Pop Hunna had to lose a friend and then let go of his connection to Uzi, another of hip-hop's most infamous snitches didn't hesitate to turn into an informant on one of his own. And that was Big Mike. A longtime member of O-Block and brother of the infamous STL member Wooski, Big Mike caught a murder case when a young man named Malcolm Stuckey was shot at a party. According to reports, King Von had been at the event when things got tense, at which point he called Big Mike for backup. After the 19-year-old was murdered, Mike and Vaughn were eventually brought in for questioning, and knowing that there were so many witnesses at the party, Mike felt like he had no other option but to cooperate with law
I did see him in, I seen this before.
With what was going on and what it was.
Well, not this, but I seen him before.
Well, I didn't know. I thought the best way for me to get up out that shit was just tell them like shit. Them niggas shot at me first. Basically said one thing led to another shit.
You know, did the COs or other
What the hell did he think he was gonna get out of saying they shot out that shit? They shot at him first.
Intent on getting off as lightly as possible, Mike even offered to snitch on an additional killing just to help his case. Defendants asked if it would be helpful for him if he gave the detective information about the shooting and another murder. Despite his best efforts, Mike still received a hefty 28-year sentence.
So he ran it for no reason.
The fact that once it took time to take the stand, he refused to snitch on Vaughn. Although he was scheduled for nearly 3 decades of incarceration, Mike only ended up spending 9 years in prison. But somehow, he's still telling on Vaughn in his press run since emerging from jail.
Yeah, like we had a motive while we was doing this.
I mean, they can say whatever they want to say now.
But he will kill you.
Where no one would deny that what Mike did was snitching, one artist who has benefited
from
the gray area over what is telling and what isn't is Gunna. Just a couple of years ago, Gunna was unquestionably one of the most beloved figures in hip-hop. Known for working with the biggest names in the A, Gunna's career reached his peak with 2022's DS4 going #1. However, he didn't have much time for a victory
Man,
lap,
Gunna's still
as soon
Gunna's
he
still
was
going
jammed up in the
good.
RICO case against Young Thug and YSL, as the Fulton County DA attempted to portray them as a violent street gang. Suddenly locked up, no one thought Gunna would turn on his mentor in Thugga, although he did have previous offenses, such as the time he appeared on CNN's Crime Stoppers as a teenager. But it was clear that he had no intention of spending years behind bars. Immediately, his lawyers insisted he wasn't about that life, saying, "There is no allegation that he committed any acts of violence. There is no allegation that he ever sold any drugs. There is no allegation that he ever committed any act relating to obstruction of justice or interfering with the administration of justice." Left with the option of staying in jail without bond or tasting freedom again, he chose to go for an Alford plea. For those who aren't familiar with this term, it's basically a guilty plea in which a defendant maintains their innocence, but they admit that the prosecution's evidence would likely result in a guilty verdict if brought to trial. With that, Gunna was back outside, and immediately, he tried to get ahead of those inevitable snitching allegations, such as the time he said this to WSB-TV in a statement after the news broke. "While I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements, have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness for or against any party in the case, and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way. My focus of YSL was entertainment. Rap artists who wrote and performed music that exaggerated and glorified urban life in the black community. Try as he might, not everyone was buying it, and before long, longtime collaborators like Lil Baby and Lil Durk had unfollowed him. Meanwhile, leadership of the label like
Lil
YSL
Baby
Mondo
tripping.
couldn't believe what he had done.
Boy, you didn't supposed to do that, my brother. Even though I didn't be talking about it. Everybody who got common sense, everybody who's been in the streets, no, you did not. But you don't do no.
Based upon how angered people were by the idea that he betrayed Thugger, it really looked like there might be no way back for him. In fact, many OGs thought it was a wrap.
Still cool with
Film
him?
in court came out, and of course his lawyer wrote that. He didn't write that. His lawyer probably wrote that. But now in these days, when you got the camera, it just look like they're gonna say you pushing please. We ain't fucking with Gunna, because I mean in this business, if you turn into a rat, it's kind of like career's over. Me, I would have rather sat a little longer, because I was only in there for a year. I would have sat a little longer than coming out to what the internet do to you.
Yeah, because Gunna,
that's just my opinion.
But as bad as things looked for Gunna, he would eventually return to
Hey
what
man,
he
he
does
recovered.
best, and went on to drop his album A Gift and a Curse. Suddenly forced to stand on his own 2 feet without any guest verses, the record landed at number 3 and delivered some major hits like Fuck You Mean and Back to the Moon. Named Complex's #1 album of the entire year, Gunna is now heading out on his Bittersweet tour. As a result, he's become one of the only rappers ever
Hey, he
to
been
be
going
accused
crazy
of
since he got
snitching
out.
and turn it into a victory lap. Through what happened to the YSL artist, we maybe see a change in the air for hip-hop, where consumers aren't caring quite as much about these allegations as they once were. But even then, Gunna's fate is an incredibly rare case rather than a norm, and as long as the streets play a role in hip-hop, that'll probably always be how it goes.